Every high and crushing low taught me something invaluable: resilience. I began documenting my journey, recording every lesson and every step towards rebuilding my success and my mental, even if no one else was watching. I didn't know where this path would lead, but I had Frank, Rosario, and the memories of everything I built and lost, fueling my determination. What you're about to see is my journey, the highs, the lows, and every moment in between, captured during a time when I was all alone but never defeated. I'm going to get back to being a millionaire. No matter what, I will make it.
How's it going, guys? A little bit of a different setting today. Back in my room, back in my garage. No, kidding. So I am just here today because my other phone, or the reason why it's a little different is because my other phone kind of died, and it went into the washer, and so now I have to have both phone numbers on this phone and can only really use this. So you're gonna see that I can't really switch back and forth, so I'm going to just have to show you on my monitor the usual everything. So as you can see, let's see if I can show this really quick. Today's date is, hopefully you can see it here. I can't tell, but it's June 16th. It is 2:27 p.m. and currently Ethereum is at, hopefully you guys can see this, 35.95, so $3,595.67, and then Bitcoin is at 66,474. Whoa, what the hell happened? Well, I wouldn't be the one to know, but yeah, crypto is a little bit crazy today. So yeah. So I kind of want to go over just a couple things. Let me go ahead and put the camera down just a little bit here. Can you guys see me? Hello. There we go. So I kind of want to give a little bit update while I'm, kind of just doing things here. Where do I start? So things are going a lot better, obviously, because I told you that now that it's mid-month now of June. A lot of good things are starting to come. Obviously, I got paid last week, and that was like the first decent week that I've had. Getting financially positive starting this week was nice. Paying off my car, or not paying off, but paying my car on time, relatively on time, was nice for the first time in a long time. So and just being able to do stuff, it sucks when you're not able to do anything for quite a while, and now I'm able to do stuff. So my next paycheck, I'll have an overage, which is great. That means I'll finally be over budget for the first time in 2 years almost. So that's cool. So that's what's going on with that. I already explained, some of the issues last time as far as what's going on with everyone else. So I'm not going to get into that in this one because I already talked about that last time, so there's no use double explaining. But I did want to go over some of the positives today. It's going to be hard to show because, again, I have everything on my monitor, so I'll try my best to show that once it comes to that point. But I do want to kind of get into it. So next up, so let's start with Render. Render has been, so I told you guys last time that there was going to be a change or whatnot, and I didn't know how that was going to look. So far, it doesn't look like it's doing too bad as far as the change, but time will tell. I don't think it's really going to be that bad as far as what a lot of people thought. So just to kind of tell what the change was for the future. So that way, basically, when we check this out later, it's in the past, so we're oh snap. They changed the payment structure, so it's it's 75%, but I haven't really gotten hit with 75%. Thankfully, only about 30% reduction. So we will see how that works. But also, everyone that I know of that's a a node operator. So what that means, by the way, for anyone who's new or doesn't know what this is, Render is basically a system similar to mining crypto, where basically you can have your PC run, and you can have it basically run frames or like animation. Think about it as like animation or like movie frames. You can have it run frames, and basically your PC will basically do the framing or like run those frames, and be able to make money off of that. And so I've been doing that for like 2 years now, and it's been really nice. And like I said, they changed some of the payment stuff recently, but it hasn't really affected me too often, thankfully. God has my back on that. So we'll see, but it looks like it's looking like a good something pretty good thus far. I think I've been doing somewhere around $100 to $200 a week, so it's been really good. And it pays for groceries. It pays for when I'm in doubt. Like even during the Uber time, it was helping out. I mean, at that point, I was only getting like maybe about 50 a week, but it was really good to kind of really make sure that I was like still like stable to some degree. So I'm really impressed with, myself first, getting in super early, because now it's like non-access right now, and it's been like that for years. So only the people who basically got in like super early are the only ones available for it. So somehow I just got lucky enough to be part of such a really nice ecosystem. No matter the changes in the price or anything like that, like it's a really nice ecosystem, and it's something that I believe in, so it really works. So that's been great thus far, and hopefully I get paid next week, and so hopefully that becomes like a really big payment, since everyone got really big jobs this week. So that should be a nice payout. The other thing I'm doing next week is I am doing my spine stuff, which is the bone marrow stuff. And you might be asking, wait, why are you doing bone marrow if you're already working? Well, because it's still the transition of the work. So like I said, anything that I can do to kind of give myself an overage is going to be great, because of the reasons that I said last week. So if you haven't watched the previous video, please do that, because I don't want to repeat a lot of this stuff and like what the end goal is. So if you just go to like where I talk about the end goal, what my end goal is, that will basically update you on exactly why I'm trying to just basically farm up, everything I can. So with that being said, that's been really good. And then I want to talk about my book, or my manga that is coming out soon, hopefully on Amazon. That's a really cool, like, successful thing as well. It's so far I'm like maybe 10, I think I'm 10 proofs in, more or less. Like, proofs, by the way, proofs are basically like when you order from Amazon or any kind of publisher, just to see what your book will look like. So I've done that about 10 times, like 10 different edits just to get it correct. And that means I've spent almost about $60 to $70 now, because each proof is about like $5 or $6. So, that's been a whole, wormhole of stuff to try to figure out. And it's really nice too, because I'm learning how to create, books and stuff like that. So in the future, when we, do better stuff, we can only grow and get better with all that stuff. So it's been really nice to have that kind of experience behind my back, or to kind of just learn that whole process, so that way in the future, when we start making more manga, which we will, that becomes like a more seamless process, now that I know what goes into it, and hopefully the manga process becomes quicker as well. So with that being said, though, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing, besides, what I want to kind of get to next. So no, I think that's good for what I want to get to next. Like I said, net positive render. The spine this the surgery of hell. Not really surgery, but technically I think about it as surgery. And like I said, I'm just doing that to get an overage. It's 450 per bone marrow thing every like 5 weeks. So it's like if I have the time and I can get those days off, why not, right? That reminds me, work has been great. I have no like issues with that. Obviously, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but it will still take me about 1 to 2 months to get even a commission check. Just because this will be my first commissionable month, and then the 2 months down the road, then you basically get your you get your commission. Kind of like a standard thing. You wait like 1.5 to 2 months, so just standard on that end. But yeah, that is something that hopefully will also make things a lot better as far as being stable financially and learning. Just getting learning everything has been a fantastic thing. And I just love it. I love the learning and understanding how to sell again and like all that stuff, like dealing with people. It's so cool. I love it. Trying to think of what else in my life has kind of changed. I haven't been partying or anything like that. Really, it's been just all work and stuff. I will talk about my own crypto now, just so that way you guys know that. That has been, it's been decent to say the least. The only thing I wish that was faster was AJ, which is Pixodox. He's that buddy who basically invested everything in it to get me started. He, for whatever reason, he's making the model, but he's been slow like 2 weeks now. So like I can't do anything without him, and so I'm just hoping that eventually he can get me all that stuff, so that way I can go ahead and finish and do what I need to, and also get an iPhone, so that way I can do the mocap and all that stuff. So it's been an interesting experience. I'm just waiting for him, and then we'll have really nice, like a really nice basis, I think, to go off of, and that's basically what I'm waiting for. So hopefully, one second. Hopefully I can get that going. That way everything's nice and good. And then we can basically keep going with our project. But basically I've been like putting just a little bit of money in every single week. Everything that I make, or not everything, like $20 or $30 I make from render or whatever, just part of that render stash, I've been basically just dumping into that token. So that's just something I have going on the side, to just make sure that it just stays working while everything is slow. And last but not least, I do want to show this is the thing that I said that I'm probably gonna have to turn my computer to. Yeah, but last but not least, I do want to show the method of, so a lot of people do like believe in like 401ks and stuff like that. I tend not to think that 401ks are the best investment. I think that if you were to do something similar but crypto style, that you might have better success. And so I do want to show this because I think I started making videos on this, and it's crypto. Oh, and then before I do show this, I do want to say also that my sister Ashley has officially hired me as an editor. I don't know if I said that last time, but she's hired me as an editor, but she's still going through setting stuff up, so I have no clue on that front. But that should also be a really nice income as well, to get things going and edit and stuff. So it just shows that having multiple skills really does like just help out in a lot of different situations, no matter what. My business skill and whatnot kind of transfers and translates to everything. So just knowing about stuff really helps in a lot of different situations. So I just recommend being in the know, Having multiple skills, it's definitely something that you can't really. There's no school that will teach you like how to be multi, tasked. You know what I mean? So I would just recommend, yeah, just being in the know on this stuff and making sure that that you have skills that can translate to multiple avenues, especially like business and stuff like that. It goes a long way. And you never know. Like I said, you never know. It could be even family, but you never know who's gonna take advantage of those skills, and pay you for it, right? So I do want to show this. So like I said, unlike a 401k, I tend to do something different. This is my trading bot. Hopefully you can see that. I use Crypto Hopper. I do have, I don't know exactly what is seen here, but hopefully you can see it. I have about 570 bucks in there, and I just put just a little bit of I just stash a little bit of my paycheck every single couple of weeks or whatever into that, a little bit of render into that, and I just let that grow, because if you're gonna have something just staying in an account, that's one thing, but if you're gonna have something that can trade, then why not have the thing that can trade? Because that's just going to be ultimately, I feel, a lot better, especially if it trades efficiently. So I usually get about like 5 to 8% more or less every other week, on that, versus you can also do like a investment portfolio that's only going to get you that every year. So which one would you rather take? You know what I mean? So I'd rather take the 10 to 14% or whatever every month versus 5% every year. So anyways, that's basically what I've been doing. And so DCAing right now, it's a slow market, as you can see. We went all the way down to 65, but as long as I'm basically DCAing and putting just a little bit of money in, I think that it's just going to work really nicely. It's going to work really nicely because it doesn't matter how the market is or anything like that. And I think it's a smarter approach. I will also be like doing other investment strategies like copy trading and stuff like that. But again, I don't have the funds to do so right now. I'm being very efficient with how I manage things and even like investments, because before I learned that I should probably not day trade because I was losing a lot of money on that. So then I went to, okay, I should probably just have a bot that can trade it more efficiently without any emotion and no leverage, And so that was my first, like, okay, this is what I need to do. The second thing I'll do is I'm going to do small positions, like under $100, and like a couple of smaller, like soul coins, meme coins, stuff like that, just to get my feet wet on there. But I'm not going to do anything more than like, let's say $200. Like, there's no reason to put more than like $200 and all that. The other thing is I have Nyaxa, I already talked about. That's like my number one play as far as small cap coins on Ethereum. I don't think I want to do anything else. I think Caspa is another one that I probably want to do. But that one's going to still, I want to wait on that because, again, I want to make sure that I'm officially putting money in. And right now, the goal would be to, at least on Ethereum, get like a smart node on Nyaxa to make that cash on Nyaxa to get a smart node, which you need 1 million Nyaxa for. And currently, I think I only have like a couple 100K or something like that. So hopefully I can get to 1 million Nyaxa and then just get a smart node and have that compound interest. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that will be interesting if I can make that work. But yeah, that's the whole plan that I have going on right now. I don't think I have really too much going on, but it's a good month so far. So with that being said, you guys take it easy, have a good one, and by the end of the month I should have a really nice update, especially if it's like around the time that I get paid. It should be a really nice update because, again, now I'll be able to actually do a lot more things, whereas right now I can't really do too much. So peace. I remember syrup sandwiches and
Yeah, this is it. This is the look for right now. Some kind of Kendrick Lamar type shit. No, I'm kidding. This isn't exactly what I was gonna go for, right? But because my hair is just a certain length in a lot of places, this is kind of how it had to be. So for the next, like, I want to say 3 to 6 months, more or less, it's gonna kind of be like this hairstyle. But eventually, the goal is to basically have, you know, some strands that actually represent where my hairline usually is, even though it's actually back here. When I actually have my hair combed out, it's a little bit lower, so it'd like have some bangs here, you know, but I need more hair to do that. So I could still rock the beanie look, which is actually not bad. 1 second. So pretty much the look for a while.
And this is the final everything. So yes, there is going to be a barcode on the back side, which is technically the front for this, but there's no other way around that. So that's the only downside for this.
Bob, stop. Bob, I miss you, Bob. Come back. Bob, why are you? Okay, fuck you, Bob. Fuck you.
So if you thought the video was good, please give it a like and share. It really helps. And don't forget to subscribe so you can see the rest of the story unfold. This project is so close to my heart, and your support keeps it going. Thanks so much. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time in the archives of a Shiba Millionaire.
なんとなく生きてんじゃないですか。迷ってんじゃないですか。生き生きさい。簡単ですよ。過去のことを思っちゃダメだよ。なんであんなことしたんだろうって怒りに変わってくるから。未来のことも思っちゃダメ。大丈夫かな。ああ、不安になってくるでしょ。ならば一生懸命一つのところに命をかける。そうだ。今ここを生きていけばみんな生き生きするぞ。どうしてそこでやめるんだ。そこでもう少し頑張ってみろよ。ダメ諦めたら周りのこと思えよ。応援してる人たちのこと思ってみろって。あともうちょっとのところなんだから。俺だってこのマイナス10度のところしじみが取れるって頑張ってんだよ。絶対やってみろ。必ず目標達成できる。だからこそネバーギブアップ。